Looking for a new podcast? How about one that celebrates milestones? Join host Mark J. Parker as he celebrates a milestone anniversary of your favorite films. One's Bitten, yeah, he's got that. Charlie's Angels, Tu Wong Fu, Clueless. The list goes on and on, folks. So join Mark J. Parker on Release Date Rewind podcast. Available on YouTube, Spotify, and everywhere else you find podcasts. Available right here on You Run Podcast Network.
A nigga something extra, yeah, couple stuff plus. Stuff plus, yeah, couple stuff plus. So what's cheese gonna plus, yeah, couple stuff plus. Stuff plus, yeah, couple stuff plus. A nigga something extra, yeah, couple stuff plus. Stuff plus, yeah, couple stuff plus. So what's cheese gonna plus, yeah, couple stuff plus.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gonna Eat That Crust podcast, Stuffed Crust Edition. I am your host, with the most, on the ones and twos. You know they call me Sweatpants Overlord. You know I have the best handlebar mustache and, I don't know, maybe the planet. It's your boy, Greg. And with me, from down under, Pizza Bones co-host, Why We Love co-host, we got Kate from down under. Kate, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Christmas Eve here, feeling sort of festive, but feeling more festive now that I'm seeing you guys.
Aw.
Aw.
Happy Festivus.
Thank you.
It's Festivus
Beat me
Day.
to it.
Yeah. And Mr. Festivus himself, also joining us, fellow You Run podcast member from the Dewey Podmonster, John. Don't call him Jonathan. How's it going?
I've never been introduced on Festivus by James Hetfield before, but I'm glad to be here. So short notice, and I'm glad to come in. Yeah, all the O's, all the yas, all the very lackluster songs that seem to get a lot of airplay that I don't ever want to hear. So
Yeah. We do a Bon Jovi song into Enter Sandman, and people always go nuts when we do the change. But every time I sing it, I try to do my best Hatfield all the time. And,
well, you got the chops for it. So
yeah, I feel pretty good. Pretty good about it. So tonight we are doing a very special breadstick edition episode. We don't know what to call it. We're recommending some things, some movies, some actors, some TV series, some miniseries. We're going to be all over the map, and we're just going to have a little fun and, do what we do on the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast, Stuffed Crust edition, breadstick edition, with maybe some cheese sprinkled on. I don't know how you guys like your breadsticks. Kate, how you like?
Crusty. Do you know why I laugh so much then? I just had to go and buy 2 big baguettes, and I had to go to 3 places to find the fuckers because everyone was sold out. So yeah, it's fitting that we're calling it that. I like it just crusty with some olive oil. It's like a vegan butter that I have. It's really nice. A little bit of sea salt. Mm-hmm.
You lost me at vegan butter.
It's like a spread. It's not really a butter. It's really yummy. It's an olive oil. It's
I'm
good.
sure it's
Trust
way
me.
healthier for you than the butter we're
Yeah,
here
maybe.
in America. Actually, I've been using the sea salt butter, or it's like with olive oil. It's actually it tastes so much better than the butter I had been using before for my When Pigs Fly bread that I have in the morning for my little toast.
You can dip it in olive oil too. It's yum.
When
I'm really
pigs
into
fly
bread, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, When Pigs Fly bread. It's a company in New Hampshire or Maine. They're awesome.
Okay.
They're pretty fire.
I thought this was some kind of bacon bread contraption thing, but apparently not.
No, it's a bread company. And I get the sourdough bread, for those of you interested in my
Very
bread
interested.
consumption.
I love sourdough.
John, how do you like your breadsticks?
I try to avoid bread as much as I can, but when I do, if I'm going to indulge, my preferred breadstick is the Jets bacon cheesy bread. It's basically a bacon and cheese pizza, just without the sauce, and it's delicious. It's greasy, it's bacony, it's cheesy. That's all you need.
You sound like Brother Rogers. Anything that has carbs is like, nope, that's too many carbs. It's too many carbs.
I mean, I try to avoid it. I fail quite often. I did like almost none of it for like a year, and I've kind of come back to something more normal, but I still try to keep it as minimal as I can.
You do need some carbs though for energy. So
Yes.
balance. It is a balance though, because carbs are delicious and it is easy to eat a lot of them. So
I don't know how much energy I need. I work a desk job. I could probably do okay just sitting there and not moving too much for the majority of the day. So.
Not me. My job's tiring. I work with tires. Before we get into this little breadstick edition, what have you guys been watching and listening to?
So I've been listening to the new Codefendants EP that came out pretty much on repeat. Came out about 2 weeks ago at this point. I told the backstory on my show, but I'll tell the backstory on it again because it's worth repeating. This album's basically a remix album of about 6 songs that are on some of their other tracks, or on some of their other albums. The reason they released it, it's a live recording session with their touring band. The touring band that they work with had to flee the country because of all the bullshit going on with ICE. So the whole purpose of this album is to help raise funds for the band Zeta, which is their touring band. And I don't know if it's for legal defense or try to get them back. And I'm not sure exactly how or what they're raising money for with them. Just that they are raising money for them. And quite frankly, that's a cause I'm willing to support kind of regardless of what they decide. For all I care, they could raise money for them. They could spend it on weed and rocks, whatever. That's fine. That's up to them. So I've been listening to that pretty much nonstop. That's available on pretty much any streaming platform. So play the hell out of it and help them out. That's a good thing.
Nice.
Then watching, what have I been watching? And I got Roadhouse on behind me. Roadhouse is good. A lot of kicking, a lot of fighting.
Ripping throats.
That's right. So I haven't been good at watching stuff. It's been Christmas week here. I've just been too busy to watch much lately, other than the movie Y2K, which we just talked about on our show, which comes out next week. So
wait a minute. Is that the one where the toys start attacking the kids?
Yeah, that's part of what happens in it. So it came out.
I had a hard time getting through that movie. I didn't like it.
So did I. But okay. Did you get to the end of it? Did you see the big guest reveal?
I believe so. I'm having a hard time remembering.
If you don't remember, I would suggest you might want to watch the last third of it, because I think you would be amused by the guest reveal, the cameo that's at the end of the movie. And I don't want to say who it is because it kind of ruins the best part of the movie. The movie, quite frankly, Sean liked it. I don't think it's very great. I think the characters are all written terribly, and I think that's why it's hard to get through, because basically anyone that you start to find interesting, they kill off, and they leave you with 2 very obnoxious, poorly written characters that seem like they're SNL cast-offs, essentially. So that's a huge problem with it. The guest cameo that shows up, because you know who this person is, they don't need to develop them all. He is playing himself in the movie, and they actually find a way to use this cameo in a way that makes sense for the narrative of the movie. So he's not just there to go like, hey, I'm that guy. He also has a role in the movie that makes sense. So it's one of the, I hate saying it because I personally hate him, but it's one of the stronger parts of the movie.
Kate, what about you? What have you been watching or listening to?
I've just been kind of listening to a mix of just different playlists this week, nothing in particular. I've been watching Homeland, and I know I'm supposed to be watching Breaking Bad, and I will go back to
Homeland as well too. She's fighting right through it.
I'm really into it. Although I just finished season 1, and I really like Claire Danes. That was what kind of drew me to it. But I just saw that it's 8 seasons.
Yeah, I heard the first few seasons are good, then it goes completely downhill.
Yeah, so
it's usually what happens with Showtime shows.
Yeah,
they change showrunners and then they go off the rails.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Breaking Bad just goes gets better and better, and then boom, Better Call Saul.
So I'll stick with it as long as it interests me, but yeah, I'm not sure that I'll stick with it for 8 seasons. That seems like a pretty big investment of time. So yeah, that's about it, really. I haven't been watching anything else. This week was meant to be a really slow week, and I don't want to speak ill of anyone, but a few things at work have been delayed because other people didn't get their shit together. So it meant that I was delayed finishing things. And so I've been working up to kind of today, which is, Christmas Eve. And I was, So I'm glad I've got like a few days off now and I can just chill out. I'm going to do my Lord of the Rings marathon on Christmas Day tomorrow. So I'm going to try and watch a bit of stuff in those few days off.
Do you do the extended cuts or the theatricals?
Extended.
Yeah, is there any other edition? Let's go.
There is. There's I prefer the Cliff Notes version that's like 20 minutes, but
but definitely, let's revisit some Breaking Bad,
Yeah,
it's getting good.
Tomorrow is all about the Hobbit, and then after that we're back to meth. So
Frodo.
Imagine Hobbits on meth. Ooh.
Hobbits on Meth sounds like a movie I would watch.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sounds like that's like the Juggalo Lord of the Rings scene there. We did just finish Welcome to Derry. I know you finished that as well. The finale was fucking bananas. This Pennywise is so much cooler than any Pennywise in any movie at all. He's fucking nuts.
You shut your damn mouth. You do not talk bad about Tim Curry like that.
Oh, I love Tim Curry. I think Bill Skarsgård has surpassed, as far as like a scarier clown, he's just scarier looking. I'm not saying
really
that Tim Curry.
He's not Tim Curry.
Tim Curry's excellent. I'm not talking ill of Tim Curry. I love the.
You better not.
I love that it's great. I just think Skarsgård brings a different kind of, with the drool and is just the look of him is just so fucking creepy. Some of the CGI ruins like some of the its for me, like the newer ones. But I think Welcome to Derry started off very slow and it ended with a fucking bang. The last like 3 or 4 episodes, essentially when Pennywise comes in, it gets crazy.
Yeah, I loved it. I want to do a rewatch.
Me too.
But I agree. He's my favorite Pennywise. I do love the Tim Curry one, but as far as being
no shade at Tim Curry at all.
Yeah, John's just like,
all right.
I mean, just the opening scene with Georgie, like compared, like side by side, like it's fucking nuts. Like he's just so much more creepier. I know, again, Tim Curry. It was like earlier in the '80s and stuff. And again, no shade at Tim Curry.
I'm just giving you guys a hard time. Like I just love Tim Curry. I'm actually not a big fan of any of the movies. Yeah. So for whatever it's worth,
did scare me when I was
Tim
younger.
Curry.
Yeah.
So, he scared the shit out of me. I remember when I would go get my dog from outside, like at night, like I would run outside and I was always so scared of Pennywise. And I would just run out as fast as I could, grab her, and just hustle back as quick as I could, Scary shit. So I had been watching, it. I started One Battle After Another. It's a 3-hour movie. I'm an hour in. It's pretty good. I'm liking it so far. I gotta say, I listened to a few podcasts. I've been back on Last Podcast on the Left a little bit, and I kind of took a hiatus from them. And I listened to, they had a Christmas episode about chimney sweeps.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
I bet that's devastating.
It was devastating, but it was also hilarious because Henry does the most amazing, British accent, especially, a little boy British accent. Because, I mean, they're using these chimney sweeps. They're, 4 to 14 years old. They're stuffing these kids down the chimneys. It was fucking brutal. It was a very brutal episode. And I also listened to the episode on Ronald Gene Simmons, who's a family annihilator. He killed, 13 to 14 family members in the span of 2 to 3 days before Christmas. He wiped out his whole family.
Wow.
Everybody. It was fucking crazy. And this guy was an absolute piece of shit, having sex with his
family
daughter.
Or just a family?
His family.
His family. Not that it's okay to do the other.
Oh, somebody else's family? Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Oh, wow.
So
you got busy.
Even though our show's talked about Gene Simmons quite a bit, the musician, I don't know if Gene Simmons is a stage name or not. Do you know, did he steal a stage name from this Gene Simmons, is that just
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you would want to steal this guy's name. Again,
I don't know. If you're a rock star that dresses up like a demon, maybe. So
yeah, I mean, this guy was banging his daughter, and he had an incestual baby.
You're talking about Gene Simmons. I mean,
yeah, that's true. His whole dream was to have he wanted a woman who was going to give him kids and more kids and have a farm where his kids were working for him. So
he's Catholic.
he was very fucked up, and like to the point where his wife couldn't have babies anymore, and she had to like beg him, like she was gonna like die if he had another baby. The doctor said, to get her tubes tied, and he was like, all right, finally. And then that's when he started going after the daughter and getting her. It was just a fucked up story. But like when he realized he couldn't have his dream come true, he fucking annihilated his whole family like 2 to 3 days before Christmas. And then
That's
went on like,
depressing.
Christmas
on,
is
like,
the time for family fights, but gee, it's taking a little bit far.
Way to bring the mood up, Greg.
Yeah, it is brutal because let me bring it up even more.
Merry Christmas.
Can we just shove kids down the chimney instead of like all this shit?
Yeah, I'm like, what did I listen to? Kids getting shoved down chimneys and families getting murdered. What a week.
You know what it makes me think of? When I was in high school, we did this play called Under Milkwood, and it's a Welsh book. I can't remember who. It's a famous writer. I can't remember who. It's terrible that I can't remember, but my English teacher was brilliant. They had like an audiobook, and Anthony Hopkins did the audiobook because he's Welsh, I think. And they have a lot of like Welsh place names, and it was a very stressful thing to study, but there was a song about a chimney sweep in it. And I remember my English teacher, Mr. Quinn, he was an absolute legend. He was dancing around the classroom, like pretending to be a chimney sweep. So that's a more joyous chimney sweep memory than maybe that episode. Maybe
that episode
I will listen to it though. It'd be good.
Oh, it was super entertaining. It was very brutal.
Yeah.
So, tough occupation.
No OH&S rules there.
To piggyback off all this joy, let's get into some recommendations for the people. Like I said, we each brought one movie, one actor, one actress, one director, one TV series, one miniseries, a doc series, or a film. And who wants to kick it off? We'll start off with movies.
You go, John.
Okay. Sure. I'm used to kicking stuff up. A lot of these that I picked for this, I kind of went off type for the most part from mine.
Yeah,
so you're not going to get a bunch of horror movies and stuff like you would usually expect from me. For my movie, I went super nostalgic. I went back to one of my like ultimate comfort movies. I chose Wayne's World. There's not a lot of movies I can think of that just make me feel like happy and content, quite like Wayne's World. Everything from just the way the movie looks, the Midwest feel of it, even though there's a lot of Chicago loving it and, they're rivals, so fuck them. I hate the sequels. Tia Carrere cannot play a fucking bass to save her life. Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, I don't know why they keep showing these close-ups of her hand playing the bass playing the bass, quote, quote, because she's so far off from how a bass is played that it's laughable. But it's all kind of the charm of the movie. It's got Al Bundy, shelling donuts out in the middle to cops in the middle of the night. It's just so much fun. I'm sure everyone in this room has seen it at some point because it was a pretty big hit, and it's just so easily recommendable. And I feel like it's in the big picture like of comedies now with like we had the Apatow era where that was like all people talked about, and I don't even know if they still make comedy movies. I don't feel like I see very many of them these days. I miss the old like hour and a half, you're in, you're out. This is a one open closed story, and it's just fun for the whole ride. And Wayne's World hits that nail on the head, no problem.
So Tia Carrere is kind of like Danny Bonaducci from, is it the Partridge Family?
Wash your mouth out.
She's better looking than him, and she also was in True Lies. But yeah,
Who's the main? Is it Cassidy? David Cassidy?
David Cassidy? Is it David Cassidy?
Yeah. He would always complain about Danny Bonaducci playing the bass because he like didn't know how to play the bass. So he didn't look like he was playing the bass because he wasn't playing.
As a reformed bass player, I got a secret for you. Most bass players don't know how to play the bass. That's why they play the bass.
It's me.
I mean, I love a redhead, but Danny Bonaducci is pushing it.
He's a terrifying redhead.
Isn't he? He's a bit of a dick, isn't he, in real life too? Wasn't he on a reality show years ago? Yeah.
I got a couple people on my list that might be a little bit of assholes too, but they'll come later. So.
Yeah, Wayne's World. I remember when I was in England, I was wicked sick and we couldn't go out, so we hung at this girl's place when they all went out, and it was just me and my buddy Maddie there, and we watched Wayne's World, all of them. I was like,
you probably felt better, right?
No, I felt great. No, I was hacking
Yeah.
up some nasty stuff in England, but I was
Yeah.
like, I'm in England, I'm in Europe, I gotta like enjoy myself, you know?
Did you have a little bag so you could say, if I'm going to hurl in this?
Yeah. If you're gonna spew into this.
Yeah.
Kate, what about you? What's your movie?
My movie, I actually went a bit away from type as well. Like I said to you, I couldn't think of a single movie I've ever watched or haven't spoken about yet. So I've kind of got two documentaries, which is cheating a little bit, but one of them is a movie as well. So I've gone with that. So my movie is Goodnight Oppie, which is on Prime Video. And it is have you guys seen it?
I
Goodnight
have not.
Oppie. Okay, so it's a documentary about the Mars rover expedition. I have posted about it before. It's one of my feel-good, happy movies to watch. It's narrated by Angela Bassett, and it came out in 2022. So Oppie is short for Opportunity, which is the name of one of the rovers, and the other rover was called Spirit. There's a rover up there now actually called Perseverance, which is a much bigger rover. And basically the project started in 2003, and it was originally meant to go for 90 sols, which is a day on Mars is a sol. And a day on Mars is about 40 minutes more than a day on Earth. So they had to keep changing their start time throughout the whole thing. It ended up going until 2010 for Spirit and 2018 for Opportunity. So they were up there for way longer. Well, they're still up there, but they were able to get data and explore for like so much longer. It was meant to be 3 months, basically. It's a really joyous, feel-good, emotional, beautiful movie. The footage, they show footage of them on Mars, but it's not real footage, it's computer generated, but you've got to keep reminding yourself that you're not actually watching the rovers on Mars. And it actually shows the journey of all the scientists who worked on it from these younger ages through to, it's basically nearly 20 years for some of them that they were working on it, like prior to and towards the end. So yeah, I think if you're looking for something that's really just a beautiful thing to watch, makes you feel really happy, there's some sort of tear-inducing moments in it as well. Yeah, it's kind of got everything, and I recommend anyone with little kids, get them watching it too, to give them that wide-eyed wonder about space from a young age.
It's a good thing because this podcast is huge with 7 to 12-year-olds.
It's huge with their parents.
After that Vampire of Sacramento episode, I'm sure it is.
They love it.
Yeah. Yep.
That sounds really cool and interesting, though.
I'm sure they love that episode as much as my boss did this afternoon. So
bedtime story.
Made him thirsty for blood, probably.
Or yogurt.
So.
Yeah, again, where's the yogurt cups?
For the record, Greg, I agree with you. Blood out of a used dirty yogurt cup somehow grossed me out more than the blood itself did too. So I don't know why, but I agree with you. Maybe it's because I've seen that opening scene in Terrifier where he's like drinking the bloody milk and whatnot. So
yeah,
that scene in Dahmer from the show with Evan Peters. There's a scene where he tries to drink a cup of blood, and it's fucking disgusting. It's tough to watch.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So my movie is something I watched recently. I was trying to think of like a classic, like, Forrest Gump or Hook. Sorry, Justin. But I went with 2025 comedy sci-fi movie Begonia, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. And looking at his movies, he's done some pretty wild, weird shit. This movie was released October 31st, 2025. It's about two conspiracy-obsessed young men who kidnap the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she's an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. It is a fucking wild ride. I highly recommend it. Say what you want about the ending. The ending is definitely different. But Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone both give like performances of their career. They're both absolutely amazing. I think Jesse Plemons is great, and as you get further on to Breaking Bad, you'll get some Jesse Plemons in there, and boy, he's quite the character. So a young Jesse Plemons, a Matt Damon-esque Jesse Plemons, until he became Fat Damon, and now he's super skinny Jesse Plemons now because I think he's on the Ozempic.
That's a shame. He's the guy who's married to Kirsten Dunst, isn't he? Yeah. I love her.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both in Fargo, and they're both in season 2 of Fargo, and
Oh.
it's awesome. That's another reason why I love Alien Earth, because Noah Hawley did Fargo, and that season alone with Kirsten Dunst, she won an Emmy for that season. Actually, that was kind of like a little comeback, and she was
for her.
she was excellent in it.
I love her in Bring It On, which I know is a lot less classy.
I love Bring It On. So
It's fucking great. It's such a good movie. I might watch that this week.
It is. It's total cheese, but it's so much fun. So
Yeah. I have a ball every time I watch that.
It's my second favorite cheerleading movie.
What's the
What's
first
first?
favorite?
I was just joking. Probably Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I like the one with Luke Perry. That's good. The movie.
Oh yeah,
Buffy.
yeah, with
Yeah,
David
it's got a
Arquette.
good Divinal song in it. I don't like. Is it Kirsty Swanson or Christy Swanson? She's a bit
Yes.
loopy now, isn't she? So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I like Luke Perry. I was always Team Dylan in high school. No, primary. Yeah, late primary.
Not Team
high
Brandon.
School.
Brandon.
No,
Brandon and Dylan.
Brandon's
They
an
have
insufferable.
the same
twat.
sideburns.
Ugh, no, Dylan's the best. I love Dylan.
Luke Perry, R.I.P.
Yeah, that sucks.
well, speaking of RIP, as long as we're gonna just flow into it,
Yep,
you ready to switch to actors?
we are. Let's go.
So I went with an actor that actually passed this year, but he's a dude that I just love because he's so out there. He's a lifelong career actor. He's got about 340 credits to his name. It's
Damn.
Michael Madsen. So
Oh,
you
fuck yeah.
probably know him from, most people I would say probably know him as Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs, but he's also been in Species, Kill Bill, pretty much every Tarantino movie, as well as like obviously 300 other movies. He's just so gruff and menacing and deadpan psychotic on a regular basis. Even when he's
Yep.
playing a character that's like a quote unquote good guy, he's just got this like menacing assholeness under him that I just love. And he's one of those characters, like I really like character actors. Like Dick Miller's another guy that's like this, who he's in a million things too. Like if you don't know who Dick Miller is, he's the guy that sells Arnold the gun in Terminator 1 and then Arnold blows him away. He pops up in a bunch of movies for like 5 seconds and then he's gone. He's the guy they run over in Gremlins on the sleigh that they steal. So, you know, he pops up in a ton of stuff. But I'm not talking about Dick Miller. I'm talking about Michael Madsen. I love character actors when they can walk into a movie for like 5 minutes and they're somehow one of the most memorable parts of the movie. Even when you're talking about a movie like, say, a Kill Bill or something, that if you look at the entirety of that movie is what, like 8 hours?
Yeah.
And he's in it for maybe 40 minutes out of that 8 hours, but he's still
Yeah, he
one of the
steals
most like,
scene. Yep.
yeah, like and he's the only one who basically like could have killed her in the entire movie.
With the
He
rock
just,
salt.
Are we talking about Kill Bill? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was
I'm
one
kind of
my
bouncing
favorites in
around.
Kill Bill.
So
No, that's
Yeah.
no, that's all right. I tuned out for a second because I was trying to get a piece of hair off my back that was annoying me, and then I realized I blacked out for 30 seconds. So sorry.
it's okay.
Yes.
So,
Continue.
but yeah, I was bummed when he died earlier this year. Like I'm sure he had a lifestyle that he was accustomed to that caused that. I never really looked into it past that after hearing he was dead, but he's missed. And you want a guy whose film catalog is just worth going back to, just because he's got so many weird things in so many different directions. He just nails anything that he walks into, in my opinion. And he has some absolute turds. Like he did a movie called Monster Mash that came out in 2023, maybe 2024. And it's utter crap. Like it is just some of the worst crap that you're going to watch. But somehow when he's on there, I'm like, well, it's still got Michael Madsen, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
He was one of my favorite characters in Kill Bill as Bud. You know, he didn't have a lot of
sure.
screen time, but I enjoyed him.
Yeah, and I like how he was like, well, she kind of deserves her vengeance, and you know
Yep.
what we've got coming to us. I liked him in that, and the scene, what he does is awful. But as Mr. Blonde too, like I remember how horrified I was the first time I watched that movie, and what he does, and
he's such a perfect like sociopath in that movie.
oh, so good. I felt really ill.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty young when I watched Reservoir Dogs the first, not inappropriately young, but like younger, and I remember feeling really icky and just, yeah, I still hear that song to this day. I can't. Can't think of anything
if I hear
else.
that song, the first thing I think of is Michael Madsen with a straight razor, just dancing around in a circle
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
You gonna
awesome.
bark all day, little doggy, or are you gonna bite?
yeah, and again, that movie's got people like Harvey Keitel, Steve Buscemi, obviously Tarantino for better or worse. There's huge stars in that movie.
Yep.
And he's still by far the most memorable person in that movie with some of the most quotable lines for sure.
Yep. Most people, when you remember Reservoir Dogs, that scene is probably the most popular of them all.
I'd say it's either that or the tipping scene.
When
Yeah.
Tim Roth gets shot.
I'd say it's either the ear chopping scene or the tipping scene. Those are the two things that I hear about the most.
Yeah.
So
Madonna conversation.
yeah, it's all wrapped up in there.
Which is all, yeah, it's the same one, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Kate, what about you?
I went with Daniel Day-Lewis for my actor.
American-born Daniel Day-Lewis. What?
Yes. Yep. I was thinking about who I haven't really, I mean, I have mentioned him a bit, I think, in episodes, but something got me thinking about Last of the Mohicans in the last few days. I don't know if someone mentioned it or I heard some music from it. I really love that movie, and I'm not usually, I mean, the book is so boring. Like, I think it's universally agreed that the book is terrible and very hard to follow. I didn't think I even finished it, to be honest.
I didn't even know it was a book.
Oh, I think it's because Madeline Stowe is in Welcome to Derry, and that got me thinking about Last of the Mohicans. That would be it. Yeah, I knew there was a connection. But it's a movie I like to revisit. I love the music. I love his performance in it. I love the chemistry between the two of them. And, you know, he's a very private person, which I always admire actors who just kind of get on with their life and don't, you know, just don't engage with all that stuff. It's very refreshing. I love In the Name of the Father, which I've mentioned before. And I really thought Gangs of New York was one of his really great roles as well. He's just terrifying in that.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. That movie is absolutely amazing. It's got so many star-studded people in it.
Yeah.
Have either of you had a chance to watch the Martin Scorsese documentary that's on Apple TV?
No. Not yet.
So this isn't the documentary I picked, or docuseries that I picked, but I did watch it recently. He's got a ton of screen time in that because he was a big part of a couple of his movies. But the crazy enough to think, Scorsese started trying to make Gangs of New York before he made Mean Streets, before he made Taxi Driver. So that movie was basically incubating in Scorsese's brain for like 30 years before he got the opportunity to make it. And then just what Daniel Day-Lewis brought to that character, especially if you get into like what Bill the Butcher actually was, because he is based off a real person.
Yep.
He brings it to life so well. So
yeah,
him and Brendan Gleeson were absolutely amazing in that movie, as was my boy.
I love Brendan Gleeson.
John C. Reilly.
And Cameron Diaz is in that, isn't she?
Yeah, Cameron Diaz actually does a great job as well. DiCaprio's in it.
She's good in it.
I'm not a big fan of her, but she's fine in that.
No.
So
Yeah,
she's good.
That was her best performance since There's Something About Mary.
I love that movie. I know I'm not supposed to now, but I do.
And
The Holiday. I love The Holiday. It's just dinky Christmas movie, but
why aren't we supposed to like There's Something About Mary?
Oh, I think there's a few things in it that probably didn't age well. I'm fine with them because it's a movie, but I know that if you say, "Oh, I really like that movie," people go, "Oh, no."
I mean, I just said that I like Michael Madsen, for God's sake. So
yeah.
And my next one's going to be also got controversy around her. So
yeah.
Well, let me get to mine. And like I said, I kind of stayed with my movie. Also, I do love this fella. I'm talking about Jesse Plemons. You know, he's obviously known for originally he was known from Friday Night Lights, which I've never seen. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen of his. I actually like that horror movie he did. I don't know if you guys, have you seen Antler or Antlers?
I haven't. I'm aware of it. I haven't seen it yet.
I actually enjoyed it. It's it's a Wendigo movie.
Yeah.
And he's in it. It's pretty good, but he plays like the most psychotic person ever. And Civil War. I don't know if you guys have seen Civil War. It's kind of a slow movie, but he is like extremely psychotic and amazing in it. Like he steals the scene, and he actually wasn't even supposed to be in the movie, but he was doing a favor to his wife. So Kirsten Dunst, who's also in it. But yeah, whether it's Breaking Bad, Begonia, like when you guys see Begonia eventually, like I'm telling you, this guy is amazing. He is just so fucking good in this movie. I can't say enough about him. And once you get to his stuff in Breaking Bad, he's very good in Breaking Bad as well too. But yeah, I just had to highlight him. I love him in Fargo. I basically love him in anything I've seen him in. So, and he's got comedy chops as well too. He's got some pretty funny stuff. Like I know he's in that. It's not called Date Night. It's a movie with like Jason Bateman and
Game Night.
I think it's Game Night. Yes. Like
he's got Jason Mazzuccas. He's going to come up again too in this episode.
Shit. So, but yeah, I think Plemons is excellent, and check him out. Actresses, moving on. That's a big ass beer, dude.
Oh, this is just water. So.
Okay, that's a big ass water, dude.
Yeah, it's needed. So it's probably about the same size as that, just different shape. So 30 ounce.
I need to use a water bottle more. Mine's got Admiral Akbar on it.
Nice.
I find if I carry this around with me, I drink it, so it goes everywhere. That's why it's all beat up and stickered up and all that type of shit. So
nice.
Oh, actress. So I went with, this one might not surprise people. I went with Rose McGowan, who I absolutely adore. So again, most people are probably going to know her either from the show Charmed or from Scream. She was Tatum in Scream. I don't remember her character's name on Charmed, but she's kind of on the outs of Hollywood now because she's outspoken about things, which she says some things I don't agree with, but I also respect that she's got the, no pun intended, she's got the balls to say it. She's one of the first people to speak out against Harvey Weinstein. So that's good, as well as other people. Again, Scream's one of my all-around favorite movies, and she is by far my favorite part of the movie Scream, even though she's not in it that long. She's also got movies under her belt like Planet Terror, which I absolutely adore. Jawbreaker is a great movie. If you haven't seen that, it's like this weird teen comedy mixed up with like this really dark murder story that's in the middle of it. It's kind of like Mean Girls, but with like a body count. So
I was just going to say, cool. I was just going to compare it to Mean Girls. I have seen Jawbreaker actually, so
yeah, it's got a lot of the same vibes as Mean Girls, just more sinister and frankly better. Yeah, she's interesting because she's, again, like any actor or actress that's been around for decades, she's got some duds in there too, but I love that she's got this like classic Betty Page look to her, which is really like this may be just me being a male that I find that to be intriguing, but I love her. I can't get enough of her. I'll watch pretty much anything that she's in at least once if given the opportunity. So
nice.
I love her in Scream too. Bam, bitch went down. I love that so much.
Yes, she's so fun.
She's hilarious in Scream. It sucks that I'm not going to say anything in case people haven't seen Scream, but yeah, I love her.
I mean, I already said that she didn't make it very long.
Oh, okay, right, so. Cool. All right, yeah.
Well, maybe awesome. She just went on vacation.
Yeah,
Greg, have you seen
holiday.
Scream?
Yeah.
The first one?
I've seen like 1, 2, 3.
Okay. That's fine. As long as you've seen one, I'm not going to argue about the rest of them. So.
You need to watch 4.
Really?
I agree. 4 is I think 4 is the second best. I think 4 is the second best out of the franchise. Yeah, it's got Kirby.
Kirby's the best.
So does 6, but 6 is, in my opinion, like dramatically the worst of the.
Who's
the
Kirby?
franchise.
Is that Timothy Olyphant?
No, she's the blonde chick in. Yeah, her. She's
Hayden Panettiere.
You got it pretty close.
Yeah,
she's the one that comes back as the like FBI chick in 6, I think it is, or was it 5?
Yes.
I think it was 6.
I think it's 6 because I saw that one in the theater.
I've got a Kirby is Alive sticker. It's been on my car since way before it came back, and I was so excited that I was proven right because I held out hope.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
As a male that was of the right age when Scream came out, I also love Kirby, but I love Tatum more. So
yeah, they are similar actually. Like they're both funny, little comic relief, sassy.
Yeah,
don't take any shit kind of thing.
Yeah. They're a good foil to Sydney in both the movies. Like Sydney is so
serious.
I mean, especially by 4, she has every reason to be serious. But like, she's very like well balanced, well behaved. Like she seems like just a random teenager in the first movie, And then you have all these colorful characters that are around her, like Randy, like Stu, like not so much Billy, but Billy to an extent, and Tatum. They just strengthen her so much by making her part of that group. And that's something that, at least while Wes Craven was directing the movies, they carry that on through the majority of the films. 5 and 6 are a whole different ball of wax, but that's a different conversation for a different day. So,
Yeah.
unless you guys want to sit here for 6 hours talking about Scream, because I can do that.
I totally will. We should do a Scream series. I'll be in that any day.
We'll have to get Justin in with us to do that, because I know he's a big fan of that one too. So,
So I picked Anya Taylor-Joy for my actress.
Nice.
I adore her on and off screen. I think she's just so beautiful, and she just sort of floats through the world being perfect in my view. I love her in The Witch. I think she's so beautiful to look at. I mean, I really get sad when people make fun of her looks, and I mean, if everyone looked the same, it'd be awful and boring, and I think that she's just gorgeous. I love her in The Witch. I love The Menu. Patrick was a war boy in Furiosa and ended up interacting with her a fair bit on set, and she was very, very nice to him. He actually didn't realize he was talking to her at first. I think he was reading Jurassic Park, or they were talking about something, and he was like, oh, I didn't realize for like 5 minutes that it was her. She was very, very just down to earth.
He was in Furiosa?
Yeah, he's a war boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Sick.
During his trial HSC, so we had to get permission to shave his head from his very conservative school.
That's sick.
And he was, it was great. He was stage manager for the school play as well, so he was doing like 21-hour days sometimes, studying, going up there at 3 a.m. Yeah, it was pretty full on, but it was a great experience for him, and he got to see Chris Hemsworth and all his gigantic, scary glory in that movie.
Yeah.
And he looks really cute with a shaved head too, so that was handy. But she was really lovely to him, and I think that's because I think a lot of the war boys were pretty like, rowdy, but that's just not Patrick. So he, it was nice that she was so lovely to him. So for that, I will always adore her anyway.
That's
but
awesome.
I just think makes really interesting choices. What she's in, the Queen's Gambit was great. Anything she does, I will watch and love.
Yeah, she's awesome. I didn't really like that newer movie she did there with what's his name, where they were like stuck. There was like a chasm, and they were like each on one side of it.
It started really good, and then I think I gave it like a 3 from memory. I really loved the concept. I thought, oh yeah, she's in it. I'll watch it because she's in it. But yeah, it didn't really. What was it called? I can't remember. But yeah,
it was like the world was like falling apart. He's like, I gotta get this relationship going. It's like, relax, buddy.
Yeah. No, that was interesting concept. It's a shame it didn't really land.
And it wasn't horrible. I wasn't.
It was a one and done though. I wouldn't rewatch it.
Yep. So I went with Emma Stone, sticking with the Begonia theme here, and it's weird because I still remember seeing Superbad. I know John's not a huge fan of Jonah Hill, but
I do like Superbad.
Okay, Superbad's one of the best comedies of all time, in my opinion. I fucking absolutely love it. A great team comedy. And it's just weird to see her, not weird to see, but she's just come up from like just doing like comedies like that in Zombieland, which she's great in, to like these really serious, dramatic roles. And, proving that she obviously has comedy chops as well. I have not seen La La Land. I know she won an award for La La Land.
Lots of dancing.
Lots of dancing. But yeah. Again, I think she's great, and again in Begonia she's excellent. And I know she did that really weird movie where she was just like kind of like born again. Yeah, Poor Things. That's from the same guy who did Begonia, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that character really irritates the shit out of me.
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I've just seen clips, and I just go, God, I like her as a person. I think I love watching her in interviews. I find her really engaging. But I haven't seen many of her movies. But even just clips from that, I'm like, no, can't watch that. I know that's going to annoy me, so I'm just not going to.
In Begonia, she's like the CEO of a company, and she's just like a super hardcore bitch.
I probably like that more.
Yeah.
It's Interesting. Like I'm looking through her filmography right now, and I don't really like the majority of her movies, but I do like her for whatever reason. I like
Yeah.
her like when she pops up in small, like she's hosted or been on SNL a handful of times. And I
Hmm.
think she's been pretty good in that, like as just a small, like confined comedic role. And I
Mm.
think she's good at doing dramatic stuff and all these movies that she's winning awards for, and more power to her. Like I'm not trying to say anything negative about her. I think more often than not, though, she just picks movies that don't appeal to my interest, and
Yep.
that's kind of where I'm like, eh. Like I
Yeah.
don't dislike her. I think she's a great actor or actress or whatever the proper term is, but I just don't find myself gravitating to her films more often than not.
She does seem to do a lot of like weird, like artsy roles, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm looking through now and I can't really see anything that I've seen her. I know I've seen her in one or two things. I can't think of what they are, but not. I haven't
Like
even seen Cruella.
Zombieland is
aside from
super bad.
Oh,
yeah,
Zombieland I've
Zombieland
seen,
2
yeah.
and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I just see her in a lot of clips. She seems to
Yep.
have wormed her way into my algorithm, and I'm not mad about it because, like I said, I could sit and watch her talk and just discuss things for hours. I think she's great. But yeah, her actual movies are not really the movies I'm super into. So,
I get what you're saying about Poor Things, though. It does look like a frustrating character. Like it
ugh,
looks just like a weird, like kind of like artsy.
yeah, I'd just be rolling my eyes.
A lot of those weird movies
I,
sometimes end up being really good, you know.
I picked
People
that
love
movie up
them.
when it came up, and I still haven't watched it, so that says something. So
Yeah. It looks like this sort of movie people gush over and go, oh, it's a masterpiece. And you're like, yeah, but everyone has their own
mhm.
taste. I'm not bagging anyone's taste, but yeah, I don't usually go into that sort of stuff.
See, I feel like when someone comes out and says this is a masterpiece, that almost is incentive for me not to watch it, and
Yeah, I'm with
especially
you on
depending
that.
on the
Yeah,
genre.
yeah.
Like horror is terrible for this. Like last year was like a really good like Long Legs came out, and Long Legs is fine. I don't have anything against that movie, but people went off the deep end like, oh my god, this reinvented horror. It's so fucking good. I'm like, it's like a hodgepodge of Silence of the Lambs and Seven, but slower with like 2 minutes in Nick Cage. It's not
Yeah,
Mm.
reinventing fucking anything.
I did love it, but I didn't think it was a masterpiece. I just really loved it.
yeah.
I liked it too, but I didn't
Mm.
think it was
Yeah.
changing the trajectory of horror. It's not, to use Scream as the example, since we were just talking about when Scream came out, Scream reinvented horror because when we saw Scream, we saw the next 10 years just people copying the Scream formula and trying to make
Hmm.
Scream.
Yeah.
So that was a movie that reinvented horror.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't feel that with Long Legs, even though Shelby Oaks feels a lot like I just watched that
Hmm.
this week, and that feels a lot like a Long Legs type of slow burn movie. So maybe it is
I like Shelby
inspiring, if not
Oaks.
reinventing.
We all
Yeah.
know Jack Frost reinvented horror movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a masterpiece. I don't throw that
It
word
is.
around very often, but oh, I cannot wait for that episode. Seriously, I'm absolutely just waiting for it. So yeah,
Oh, it's
gonna be great.
coming. It's coming soon.
Good.
All right, directors.
Someone else want to go first, or you want me to keep leading off?
Yeah, let's go, Kate. Kate can go
Okay.
first this time.
I started looking through director lists to try and decide who to go with, and I just ended up going with David Fincher because I always
I
talk
knew
about
it.
him. Yeah, I
I
just love
almost
him.
went with him and went a different route. So
Yeah, I mean, I love Spielberg. I love, there's a lot of really great directors out there, and I could have.
Of course.
I didn't have a lot of time to prep for the episode, and that's not a criticism.
yeah, thanks,
It's just
Greg.
an observation. So I just kind of wrote out some notes, and I couldn't read my own handwriting, so I typed them out. But yeah, I was looking through, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stick with what I know. My nice comfort security blanket, which is David Fincher, who I think is a genius. He's a wonderful person. I don't know him. He seems like a great dude. He's created some of the things I love most that bring me the most joy, my favorite movie being Seven. And yeah, I'm always happy to see everything he does. Yeah, so I will always sing the praises of Mr. David Fincher. He is a bit of a movie god for me. What's your favorite David Fincher movie?
Ooh,
I could just say Fincher, couldn't I? Sounds cooler, Fincher.
favorite. We come back to that. I
Mhm.
want to say before
It's a
that,
big question. Yeah.
I think he's criminally underrated as far as
Mm.
directors are concerned.
Hmm.
I don't know quite that I would call him a horror director or thriller or whatever. Like
Bit
I
of
think
everything.
he does,
Mm.
but he does such a good job and tells stories in such a different way. He's
Hmm.
so like just makes you dive into, like, he immerses you in whatever
Mm.
story he's telling. And I
Yeah.
love that. I love his use of the camera and his cinematography. I still need to watch The Killer, which I'm annoyed with myself that I haven't found time to watch that yet. Maybe I'll get to that by the end of the year. As far as a favorite, it probably depends on the day. Like right now,
Mm.
my mind's going to 7, but I
Hmm.
really,
Yeah,
really like
same.
Zodiac too. Like
Yeah,
Zodiac is
Zodiac's
so
great.
good, and
I read
again, super underrated
I
movie.
think that's one of my favorites. Would be the game, but
The game.
Zodiac's
Yep.
great. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean
Game's great.
everything he does, I think is great. Like I don't think I can't think of anything of his that I don't enjoy. Even all his music videos, TV. Like he's just great person, great director.
I agree.
Love him.
So I don't have directors that I've seen all of their movies except for one director who is Quentin Tarantino. And I've seen all of his movies, but he's been in the press a little bit too much lately. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about him. So I went with David Cronenberg.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I
I'm
love The
kind of surprised by
Fly.
this.
I love Eastern Promises. I love A History of Violence. I've never seen Scanners.
Need to. We'll fix that.
I've seen
Mm.
Crash, and I really still want to see Crimes of the Future. I love Vigo, and Vigo's in a lot of his movies. The Eastern Promises, History of Violence movies are excellent. I love those movies, and anytime you have Ed Harris in there, I'm all about it. I love me some Ed Harris. But The Fly, Jeff Goldblum, come on, man. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love The Brood. Scanners is an all around favorite. Video Drone is a good fucked up movie. I love Cronenberg. He's
Didn't he do Near
even
Dark
his
as well?
no, Near Dark was she did Point Break.
He
What's
must.
her name?
Oh, Bigelow. Catherine
Yeah,
Bigelow.
Catherine Bigelow. Yeah,
He
yeah,
must
yeah.
have had a producer's credit or something like that because it was under his name.
Oh, he might have. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Was it his
I could
son
be,
Or he
that
might
did
have
Possessor?
been
I could be making that up, and Justin's gonna be like, "Nope."
probably, but no, I love Cronenberg. I think he's one of the guys that's in the 80s and 90s, especially. Like without him, horror isn't where horror is now. I love the guy. He's visionary. He again, cinematography is off the chain with him.
Yep.
He writes really bizarre stories that you almost can't replicate. The Fly is one of the best remakes ever made. Whoever says you can't remake a movie well needs to watch movies like The Fly because you absolutely can.
Flies
Yeah,
the
no,
shit.
I'm totally with you on that. Cronenberg, he rules. So no argument there.
Oh yeah.
So I went a different direction. I went with someone who's a little less established, but they're actually a duo, a tandem. I have talked about these people before. It's Angie and Paul from A&P Films. So they've only got about 5 movies out now. All their films are on Tubi, with the exception of their new one, which just hasn't got there yet. They did Murder Size in 2023, which was one of my all-around favorite movies that year. They're low-budget indie horror directors for the most part. They have a couple thrillers under their belt, like Streets of Vengeance and Cinco de Mayo. Slasherette parties in the middle there. And their new movie is called Only Things, which is, I don't know the whole story other than there's a lot of attractive women and they happen to be vampires in it. And it's got, cool people like that in it. What I could say what's really cool about them, so you can find a lot of their independent films on their YouTube channel. They did a really good documentary about Ginger Lynn, the adult film actress, which just makes you fall in love with her as like a sweet person who's like, oh, she's so quirky and cute in a weird way. It's great. But I like watching them because I've kind of been following them their whole career arc, and you just see them honing their craft and getting better movie by movie by movie. All their movies are crowdfunded, so you're talking about a super small budget. It's not like, and you can make this statement about Damien Leone with the Terrifier movies, like they've gotten better with each one. He's honing his craft. Seeing it on this small of a budget and doing it like all independently like that, which he's doing too, but much bigger budget than these are. I love seeing stuff like this come to like fruition, and seeing a independent artist get their, just doing what they can to get their art out there. I feel that way with music. I feel that way with movies, with TV,
Yeah.
whatever the case is. without people like that are doing it, you don't get your next big thing. So anytime I can like latch on and find an independent director or whatever that I like, I tend to stick with them, and they're no exception. I love them. So I can't wait for my copy of Only Things to get here, which should be here any day now. So
Nice.
Nice.
All right, well, that's sweet. Let's move on to TV series. Who wants to take it first?
I went with an old show that's kind of a comfort show similar to Wayne's World. I went with The League, which is a early mid 2000s like comedy show on FX around the same time that It's Always Sunny was starting, so it's got a lot of that like crass crude humor. The writer of the show was a writer on Seinfeld, so you get a lot of that dry humor in there. You have stars on it like Nick Kroll, who's an amazing comedic genius. You have Mark Duplass as one of the lead actors and creators on this, who is now, I'd say, most commonly known for the Creep movies and TV series, which it's really weird seeing him play just like a beer drinking, football loving guy in Chicago, of all places. It's one of the only shows that I go back to and rewatch at least once a year, usually in summer when I'm ready for the NFL to start again, because it's got a lot of football jokes in it. But it's one of the only ones that's like the jokes are so well written and the characters are so well fleshed out, kind of like Seinfeld or Curb, where you really can go back and revisit these characters. And it's like, oh, I'm just hanging out with my friends again for the afternoon. And you go through several seasons of that. And they're only like 20-minute episodes, so you can get through them real quick. So.
Yeah, sweet. They do have that guy, though, who said he was at the Two Towers when they went down.
Yeah, not the most ideal thing. That was brought up after the show was on. Yeah. And, I mean, we all fuck up. I'm not going to, like...
His career kind of got sidelined, and I remember he came back. Yeah. He was on Curb, and, he had a pretty...
He's got a podcast now, too, I think, or something, or a radio show or something like that.
I'll say the guys on Death and Entertainment that I listen to, they always would slam on him for that 9/11 thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty shitty. Like, I'm not trying to excuse that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone says something dumb in their life. Everyone fucks up. I'm not going to hold it against them forever. And at the end, I still like the show. Like, we're going to have that conversation. Kramer fucked up, too. And I still think he's the best guy on that show. So
what did Kramer do?
Not much. So, but it doesn't mean you can't, like, move on from it. So I still love the show.
I went with a show that I have mentioned my love for before, but I've never really been able to talk about it at length, which is fine because we haven't covered it. But I went with Veep, unsurprisingly.
Nice.
Because
Seinfeld link.
Yeah. Everything goes back to Seinfeld, doesn't it?
I agree.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
The side characters episode 2, guys, while I've got your attention, is Seinfeld. It was brilliant. It was so great. I really loved it.
Thank you.
I was laughing the whole
It's
time.
available now.
Yeah, available now. Go listen after this. Finish this one first.
I still won that last toss-up, but, Ryan decided to take it anyway. So,
yeah, I just think Julia Louis-Dreyfus is so... I mean, everyone in the show is funny. I've had a conversation with several people and, been asked, like, who's your favorite character? And there's just no way you can pick. I mean, I probably like Selena the most, which is Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. For anyone who hasn't watched Veep, she is an utterly despicable human being, but I just love her. I think that she's also, a woman in a male-dominated field is not an easy thing to be. And I think she does a pretty great job. And just some of the side characters in it. God, who's the guy that's really mean? I can never remember his name, but you probably know the guy I'm thinking, with the assistant that he's always being horrible to. I've watched this show.
Is that Gary Cole?
I can't remember his name. God, I'm having a mental blank.
Red hair guy?
Yeah. He's got I'll look it up and
I'm pulling
it'll come to me in a second. But I love Gary. I love Amy. I just think they're all great. And it's a sort of show, like my dad really loved it. And I used to love watching it with him. He just thought it was hilarious because he loves Seinfeld and Frasier. So it was a pretty natural progression of what he saw of Veep he really loved. And yeah, I just find it's something I can just put on and watch over and over again. There's only 6 or 7 episodes per season. Like, it's not a really long show. Yeah, it's just great. and you need to finish it.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm still on season 2. I need to get back. I need to get back to it. Michelle's a huge fan of it as well too. So
Yeah,
I should
Senator
get back.
Furlong is the guy that I was thinking of. He's horrid, but he's great.
Yeah, great characters, well written. It kind of has Arrested, not the style of Arrested Development, but just like the smart jokes like Arrested Development.
Yeah,
and
and Jonah. God, Jonah's
I
funny.
love Jonah. Jonah's my favorite character.
Every time I'm at the supermarket and we want to get like cashews or almonds, we're like, get some fucking nuts. And people just look at like, and you forget that you're in public when you say it. But yeah, it's
People talk like that here all the time. It's really not that.
Yeah.
It's pretty common in the States. So
there is a podcast actually. I haven't been able to find, maybe I should do one. I haven't been able to find podcasts with just regular people talking about it that I've really enjoyed. There aren't that many, but there, the guy that plays Jonah and Mike, they did a podcast where they got cast members in and talked about each episode. I haven't finished it, but it was pretty good.
Mike's awesome. That guy's awesome. He was in the Upright Citizens Brigade and a bunch of stuff. He's in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's great.
TV series I went with the show I talk about all the time. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And it's not the movie, but the TV show Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
Just such star-studded people in it. Martin Freeman, Billy Bob Thornton, Jesse Plemons, Patrick Wilson, John Hamm, Kirsten Dunst, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ewan McGregor, Juno Temple. Like, it's just, they always, was it David Thewlis, the guy from like Harry Potter, and he's excellent in it as well. He's like a Russian mob boss. Every season is kind of different. The first few seasons are the best in my opinion. It's just such a fucking great show. I love it. It's Noah Hawley, the same guy did Alien Earth. So that's why I knew I was going to love Alien Earth, because it's just excellent. I definitely highly recommend it. And I'm going to go on to my mini-series, and I'm just going to say 1986 nuclear disaster starring Stellan Skarsgård, Jared Harris, and Emily Watson. And I'm talking about the mini-series Chernobyl on HBO. There was about 5 or 6 episodes, and it was fucking awesome. And I remember when The Last of Us was coming out, I was like, oh, these are the same people who did Chernobyl, so Last of Us is in good hands. Even though I know a lot of people really hate Bella Ramsey, and a lot of shit was talked about her. Yeah, again, same. I like Last of Us Season 1 and 2. I played the games. I love the games, and it's tough to say a video game is better than a show or a movie, but it just is. And that's
kind of not really. I don't. With all due respect, I don't think they're really comparable. Like,
well, so
a video game, you're making choices and you're actually interacting with it. A TV show or a movie, they're telling you a linear story. You don't get to change the outcome.
100%, but there's like a lot of really like in-depth cinematic scenes on Last of Us. Like Last of Us took storytelling of video games to a whole nother level. And it, again, like, I didn't cry during the Last of Us show, but I cried during the Last of Us video game. Like, it was very emotional and very heavy, and they kept it pretty similar. But I thought some casting issues definitely were to blame a little bit. Like, I didn't have an issue with Bella Ramsey playing Ellie. The girl who actually plays Abby in season 2 is the person I wanted to play Ellie to begin with, because she looks a little bit more like her, and Abby's like fucking basically on steroids, and this girl's like tiny. Not that, again, it is what it is. It's Pedro Pascal was great in it, but not that I'm like talking about Last of Us. But
well, I only watched the first season. I haven't gotten around to season 2. Yeah. We covered it at one point. The only thing I would say that my biggest negative with that show is my 2 favorite episodes in the show go so far away from the narrative of what the main plot line is that they almost feel unnecessary to the show. Like, HBO ordered 10 episodes. We have 8 episodes of content. How do we fill them? Well, go get Nick Offerman and do this really like, heartwarming and heartbreaking like story in the middle of it. And then I don't remember the girl and her friend that like they go into an abandoned mall or something like that is the other one where they actually develop this character. Those are the 2 best, in my opinion, the 2 best episodes in that first season. But if you took them out, the show would almost flow better because they are these total like side quests from the actual main plot line that they're trying to string you along through.
Well, those are actually both in the game as well too.
And that's fine. I'm just saying
they did
I didn't
change
play the
it
game,
up.
but
Nick Offerman's character doesn't die in the game, but you find his lover like hung. He like hung himself, but like, and it sucks because Nick Offerman's character in the game and Ellie had like a really like head-butting relationship, and you didn't get to see that because for some reason. I mean, I thought that was a great episode as well too, but they just killed him off like for reasons. I mean, they could have just killed the other guy off and kept Nick Offerman alive and continued the story.
Well, and it's a weird way to criticize. Like I said, I think those are the two best episodes by far. Like not even close.
Yeah,
but they're also the two episodes that's if you took them out of the show completely, just didn't even cover them, didn't put them in there at all. And again, I can't compare it to the game. I haven't been a gamer in a long time.
Yep.
But if you took them out, the show might flow a little better because it's going to move a little quicker. It's going to get you from point A to point B a little more. It feels like they were filling episodes as opposed to telling the story they want to tell. That's the only thing I could really criticize it for.
Well, I know, like, when you take a book or you take a game and adapt it to a movie or a show, you're going to add things, you're going to change things, and, I totally get that. And I was completely happy with The Last of Us. I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. I'm biased for sure, 100% I'm biased, but not that I was talking about Last of Us. Obviously, I was talking about Chernobyl. Last of Us is great as well. Chernobyl was the miniseries. I think it's if you have not seen Chernobyl, I think it's definitely worth watching. I'm sure it's dramatized a lot. I'm sure a lot of that stuff maybe didn't happen exactly like it did, but I know a lot of it did.
I just realized I'm a jerk. Like you were talking about Chernobyl, and I just totally went on a tangent about Last of Us. I'm sorry.
I went on a tangent about Last of Us. I'm very passionate about
a side quest.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah. No, I totally went on the same tangent with Last of Us, and I accepted that. That's fine because Last of Us is great as well too. Just let me, mention another series. What do you guys got for a miniseries?
I went with Haunting of Hill House,
Nice.
which I think qualifies as a miniseries. Does it? It's like 6 episodes.
Yeah. It's 6 episodes,
good.
one and done. Yeah.
I really love all the Mike Flanagan series. I think Hill House, then Bly Manor, then Fall of the House of Usher, and then Midnight Mass. But that's not to say I think I just loved all of them. But for rewatchability, maybe. There was one, is it The Midnight or something? I haven't watched that. I don't know why. Anyway, Haunting of Hill House came out at a really poignant time for me. Because, I mean, it is a horror show, I guess, but to me, it's a show about grief and family. And it came out as I was grieving 2 enormous losses in my life, or just after the losses. But, yeah, so it was a really interesting time for me to watch it. And I watch it now and see it just as beautifully. But, the actors that he uses in all his shows, or a lot of his shows, Carla Gugino, is that Gugino? I love her. I think she's so beautiful in everything. Every performance she does is just really makes me happy. Kate Siegel, obviously, it's like the whole Rob Zombie with casting his wife, except Kate Siegel's a really good actress. Sorry, everyone who loves Rob Zombie's wife. What's her name? Sherry Moon. Anyway,
she's my biggest turn off of any Rob Zombie movie.
I'm okay with casting your spouse if they're a really good actress like Kate Siegel. But yeah. Anyway, Victoria Pedretti's great in it. Henry Thomas is another person he uses a lot. Little Elliot from E.T., which is a major flashback.
Yeah, that's right. He's in Midnight Mass as well.
Yeah, and he's also in Bly Manor, Haunting of Bly Manor. The Haunting of Bly Manor almost broke me as far as emotions. Like, it's so beautiful. But I watched the guys from Horror Bandwagon, Sergio and Cody, they did a watch through of Bly Manor, and seeing them react to it made me like it was just I cried a lot. But it's I wouldn't have it any other way because it's his shows are just so gorgeous, and I would love to cover his series actually, and I don't think it would take too long. I mean, you'd have to do an episode per episode because I don't think you could talk about the whole thing in one go.
Yep.
But yeah, Haunting of Hill House I just think was a perfect show, and I could rewatch it. It's just the emotional investment, I think, is the only reason I don't watch it too often, because it really tugs at your heartstrings. in a good way. But still
Yeah, I've heard a lot of
exhausting.
good things. Ryan really loves Mike Flanagan. I did see Midnight Mass, or at least most of Midnight Mass. I remember Michelle was really obsessed with Midnight Mass, and she showed me a lot of its stuff. I think we might have jumped around a couple episodes because she was just like, "Oh, here," because I was maybe falling asleep a little bit.
There's a lot of monologues in that one. Like,
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of monologues in all his shows, but that one in particular is,
Slow start.
yeah, it's, if you're in the right frame of mind to watch it, you know, it's great. But if you're distracted or tired, yeah, it's hard to get through.
I was probably hired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually both those things.
Yeah.
So. I went for a miniseries. I went with the one that kind of captivated the entire world at the beginning of the pandemic because I haven't watched it in a while and I loved it. I went with the OG Tiger King.
Nice.
It's hillbillies, drugs, the worst sex imaginable, tigers, people shooting stuff into hills that explode for no reason. I know, like, it's almost feels a little cringy to look back on, but I can't think of a docuseries that I had more genuine, like, fun and amusement watching than Joe Exotic and his, like, habitat of debauchery and tigers. Like, it's, again, I don't know that I could rewatch it. I think I've tried to rewatch it just because I remember laughing so much at it. And maybe that was because we were all, like, all of a sudden locked in our homes for 2 years or whatever, and, like, we couldn't do anything other than watch this stupid docuseries that came out. But I had a lot of fun with it. Apparently it got a sequel, which I never managed to sit through.
Yeah, I never saw it either.
No.
Maybe I'll do that someday, but I really liked it. I can't imagine that anyone hasn't seen it at this point, but if you need a good docuseries to kind of sink your teeth into and just watch crazy people being crazy, you'd be hard pressed to find something more crazy than Tiger King. So
yeah, enjoy your pizza straight out of the trash with Walmart toppings.
delicious. So
our boy
yeah, cats
Scott
don't know,
from
so.
You Run Podcast got to interview Joe, which is really cool.
I know. I'm infinitely jealous about that.
Yeah.
Joe, I remember when he did that, he was asking me, like, how much do I think he said, how much do knickers cost out there? I'm like, what? And he was talking about underpants because I think if I remember right, he had to buy Joe Exotic some underpants through the prison system, which was a ordeal because he's not in America. So he had to go through some hoops to get him underwear, and that's how he somehow got okayed to interview him or something. I don't know. Scott, if you hear this and I'm wrong or I'm paraphrasing that wrong, please call me out. But I remember it being a pretty comical thing.
That is fucking hilarious. Oh my God, I need to know
Yeah.
this story. Scott, you got to tell us.
Right?
So,
That's awesome.
And again, I could be totally misremembering that, but there was some hoops that he had to go through to be able to make a call from where he is to whatever prison Joe Exotic is in. So,
all right. Well, so moving on to docu-series for our final doc-series or a film.
I'll go ahead and do this because I mine's macedonically huge. So this docu-series is the 5th one's coming out soon. So there's 5 altogether in this series. I don't know if there will be more. The movies on the short end are about 4 hours long. On the long end, they're closer to 6 hours. We did interview the director, David Weiner, for our show a ways back. I'm talking about In Search of Darkness, the ultimate journey into horror. It started with In Search of Darkness in 1980s, and it's just gone. The new one goes from 95 to 99.
Oh,
this documentary series just covers the genres. So this is the most love letter of love letters to people who love horror movies. It takes... So they managed to interview all the people you want to hear from that are still alive when they made the movie. So you get John Carpenter popping up and talking about Halloween and The Thing and these classic movies, but also talking about movies that he didn't direct, like Scanners or something like, I don't know if he talked about that or not, but that type of thing. You get actors from all these movies that pop up and talk about how it influenced the culture, how it influenced their career, how it might have hurt their career, whatever the case is. And they do a cool thing in it too, where they take creators. Like we've actually collaborated with this company that's never made it in the film, but they take creators like us and will, just be like, hey, send us your opinion about the Lost Boys or something. And they'll throw clips in there with it. You'll see that Cinemassacre dork. He's in there. for the first couple movies at least. You see a lot of familiar faces pop up, and it's like, oh my god, I actually talked to that guy, and he's in this huge documentary with alongside like Tony Todd and some other crazy amazing person that you never get to have that conversation. It's a really really good in-depth look on the genre. And my favorite part of it is between each like segment or each film that they talk about, they basically show this big like screensaver of all these movie posters. Just all, and you almost want to sit there through the whole like 4 to 6 hours with a notepad as they scan through all these random titles, just looking at the covers like, holy shit, what is that? I gotta write that down. And you're like pausing it to find these random gems that you haven't seen, but managed to get like a second of screen time in this documentary. It's a lot to take in. Like you're going to be sitting there for a while if you decide to do these, but if you like the genre, there's no better documentary out. It's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. It's thorough, it's well done, it's made from a place where the person making it obviously loves and cares about the material, and the people that show up for it are just all amazing from start to finish.
Sounds interesting.
Does sound good.
So
where's that screening?
I know the first one is or was on Tubi, the part one. Most of them go through what's their...
Is it on Shudder?
Creator VC is the channel they go through, and it's all like on demand through them for the most part. So yeah, so like the first one is on Amazon right now. You can rent it for $2. Second one is on Shudder for free right now. So they're kind of all over the place. Third one is also on Amazon for $2. So yeah, you kind of have to bounce around to find them. But I mean, for $2, like if you like documentaries, you like diving like a deep dive into something like that, so worth it. Every single penny. So
yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
What about you, Kate?
Oh, yeah, this was my longest one as well. So I went, because I did pick a documentary for my movie. I picked the documentary that I have also mentioned online on Instagram, probably one of my favorite movies, which is Virunga from 2014. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, unsurprisingly, because it's really, really good. So it's basically, it covers a lot of things, but it's about the volatility in Virunga National Park in the DRC in Africa, it also covers parts of Rwanda and Uganda. So the M23 rebellion and the Soko oil exploration are sort of covered in it. It's quite confronting in some parts. It does cover the genocide in Rwanda and also colonization of Congo. So people have seen me mention Jane Goodall on social media.
Yep.
A lot of her speeches and interviews are being shared following her death. So the link here and why it means a lot to me, Louis Leakey, who was a paleoanthropologist and archaeologist, he's the man that created the trimates, which was the three women who were going to study non-human primates, being Jane Goodall with the chimpanzees, Dian Fossey with mountain gorillas, and Burute Galdikas, who studies orangutans. Dian Fossey was in the Virunga mountain ranges, and I mean, I love all animals, which doesn't surprise anyone who knows me, but if I did have to pick a favorite animal, it would probably be the mountain gorilla. So it's extra special to be talking about her today because the 26th of December will actually be the 40th anniversary of her murder, which is sad. Louise Leakey, who was the granddaughter of Louis Leakey, is married to the head ranger of Virunga National Park. His name is Emmanuel de Merode, and he basically leads all the rangers who risk their lives every day to protect the park and all of the species within it and the people who live there. So he's actually a Belgian prince by birth, and he is, to me, the personification of genuine systemic change coming from... So the Belgians are the people who colonized part of the Congo. And, so obviously some people would look at his presence there as an entirely negative thing and write it off. He doesn't do performative activism or point fingers. He's devoted his life to the region and to its people. He risks his life every day. And you see in this documentary just how devoted he is to the park. none of us have any control over where we were born or what situation we're born into. And it's what we choose to do with the privilege that we have that makes the difference. So when this documentary premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival, there was also an assassination attempt on Emmanuel, and they believe it was related to the SoCo oil exploration, which was a lot of people were trying to put a stop to. So the guerrillas in the early 80s, there was only about 250 of them left, and because of Diane Fossey and her work and her bringing attention to it, there's now over 1,000. So that is her legacy. And all the subspecies of gorillas are critically endangered still. So the anti-zoo mindset doesn't really work. Taronga Zoo here, for example, in Sydney, has a breeding program. They collect mobile phones for coltan and do education and awareness. I think it's the sort of, Jane Goodall talked about apathy and how important it is to try and remain hopeful. And I think that if everyone could watch this documentary or go to virunga.org to sort of read about it and the things that we can do to try and protect that really important area of the world, that would be great. So that's the one I chose, and I hope people will choose to watch.
Nice.
I put it in my queue while you were talking. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think of it.
I will follow up.
You guys had two awesome docuseries. I had The Last Dance.
So I got all teary in mine too. I got really emotional
about that too. That was on my short list. I thought about putting that in the miniseries or the documentary. So yeah. I enjoyed that one too.
The Last Dance is 2020 about the Chicago Bulls. And
that
Jordan.
Was excellent. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it spawned a very good Saturday Night Live skit with Keegan-Michael Key, which was hilarious. Jordan's a psycho, but The Last Dance was so entertaining to me. When I was living in New York and growing weed, I sat down and ate lunch every day, and I turned this documentary on. Because that was what I was doing for work. I was growing weed. Life was pretty good. And that's all I did. I watched that documentary probably 20 times. I've watched this documentary way too many times. I could probably recite the whole thing. But yeah, you guys had a bunch of really awesome and interesting sounding documentaries, and I had The Last Dance.
No,
Dude, don't sell yourself short. The Last Dance is a fantastic documentary, and I'm an avid sucker for a sports doc. I don't even like basketball, and as a Detroiter, I hate the fucking Bulls.
Yeah,
but that's an amazing documentary. And as far as a documentary subject, if you're going to do a sports doc, you don't get much higher up there than Michael Jordan. He's one of the most premier athletes in the history of the athletes for a reason, and it's on full display in that series. It's one of those I don't even care if you like sports. If you like anything that's worth watching, you should watch The Last Dance. It's a really, really well done documentary.
I didn't even follow basketball, and I watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get emotional during really emotional documentaries, but there's something about sports documentaries that gets me all the time as well too. I don't know why, but they always tug.
I remember you were really into it when I was watching that Boston one on the Celtics earlier this year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a really good soundtrack too. I remember when the Maestro started playing, I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. I got really into the music. Yeah, that was great. I actually should rewatch that.
I even love the simple, and I know it got memed to death for a while there, but the whole, if you take the meme out of it, just him, I took that shit personal. And he goes and annihilates someone by 50 points the next game or whatever. It's just the dedication that guy had.
Yeah, he was the ultimate competitor. Have you seen the Saturday Night Live skit?
Probably. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But I mean, I think ultimate competitor, it'd be him or Brady. Those are the two that you have to look at, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
At least in America. Yeah. I can't speak for, real football that we don't understand in this country. So
the SNL skits that play off him gambling with his one of his not his trainer, but the guys that follow him and stuff. It's the guy with the curly hair. And they're throwing quarters, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's hilarious. And there's a female who plays that guy with the hair and the mustache, and it's just awesome.
No, I agree with you. That's that documentary. So Kate, I can't speak to yours because I haven't watched it yet. I will follow up on that. But that documentary holds up as well as pretty much any documentary I can think of. So,
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Those are some great movies, actors, actresses, miniseries, docuseries, documentaries. That was fun. But before we get out of here, our boy Justin, who couldn't make it tonight, he wanted to make it. He gave me his answers. So his movie was Miss 45.
is that a Festivus gathering? He's airing his grievances right now. You know, I can't blame him. So
he's gathered around the pole.
That's right.
So his movie was Miss 45, 1981, directed by Abel Ferreira. After being attacked and sexually assaulted twice in one day, a timid, mute seamstress goes insane, takes to the streets of New York City after dark, and randomly shoots men with a 45 caliber pistol.
What's this called again?
It's called Miss 45. Sounds like Monster almost, in a way.
Sounds more fun than that.
I'm just thinking that Lucille Bluth, good for her meme.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good for her. Yeah, he says this movie does some fascinating things with cinematography, music, color palette, and metaphors.
Well, he said 1981 New York and walking around at night shooting people. I already know I'm going to love this movie. So.
Yeah. So for an actor, he's got David Hemmings. He's an English actor from one of his favorite films, Blow Up, 1966, as well as Deep Red, 1975. He said he doesn't get talked about enough from his era, and he always has a great presence and quiet intensity.
I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of him either. His actress is Cynthia Gibb. He said she's awesome in a movie I just watched for the first time, Modern Girls, 1986. She's also great in Short Circuit 2, 1988. In the Van Damme flick, Death Warrant, 1990.
Yeah.
She has good acting chops. She is bubbly, fun, and likable.
Death Warrant is good. Death Warrant's a fun movie because I don't remember how. No, we're gonna cover it. I watched it. It was in one of my I watched recently, bits. Basically, there's a scene where every door in this prison is open for no apparent reason, and you see Jean-Claude Van Damme just running, and an entire prison of prisoners behind him, just like in very Blues Brothers, fashion, chasing him through every open door in this fucking prison. So it's a dumb movie, but it's a fun movie. So
his director is Jim Jarmusch. I don't know what he said.
Yeah, I know the name.
He made some of the most interesting indie films of all time, like Stranger Than Paradise, Down by Law, Mystery Train, and Broken Flowers. I think Sage Francis has a Down by Law rap lyric. So
Down by Law was also a great band. So.
Okay, yeah. He probably references that as well, too. I know he references Vanilla Ice's jacket as well in that rap.
Have you seen Ghost Dog?
Ghost Dog. Oh, with
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, he's like a samurai? No, I haven't. I remember the cover, though.
Oh, well, that's a Jim Jarmusch movie. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard great things about that, actually.
It's a pretty good one. I'm not as familiar with him, but he does do some fun, weird shit. So I can see where I think Justin was taking this in a very different direction, but I'm here for it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no really direction. You could kind of go any way you wanted to. With
right.
Random, recent, old, what's your favorite, what's your least favorite, whatever you wanted to do. So his TV series was Parker Lewis Can't Lose, a fun meta comedy from 1990 to 93 that was ahead of its time. He said he feels like it inspired concepts of shows like My Name is Earl and Scrubs, just to name a couple.
I remember reading about, I don't think that show was ever on here, but I used to get, do you remember that magazine? You're a few years younger than me. Well, you're like, what, 20 years? No, I'm just kidding.
I just turned 25.
Oh, okay, so yeah, a little bit younger, yeah. That magazine, was it called the Bopper or the Big Bopper or some American teen magazine? It would come out once a month, and a newsagent used to put it aside for me because they only had like one or two copies, and it would cover like Balthazar Getty and all like Corey Haim and all the people I had crushes on. And I remember they'd talk about that show, and I never had any real idea kind of what it was. But it feels like it might have been a bit like Ferris Bueller type,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard about it. Like, I've never seen it. I could
watch it now online, couldn't I? Now that
I'm sure you could.
The future is here. Yeah, I might do that actually, because I never got to. I just would always read about it and go, I never saw it. never showed here, I don't think.
And if you have love for it, then you guys can cover it on the new sub-series.
Yeah. Why
Love.
We Love. I got it right. Yeah.
And finally, his docuseries is The Staircase, a disturbing true crime case and well-made docuseries on the 2001 death of Kathleen Peterson. That sounds really familiar, that name, Kathleen Peterson.
There was a show, I think, as well, that Toni Collette was in that was like a dramatization, and then there was a documentary, or was it the same thing? No, it was two different
they're two
things.
separate ones.
Yeah.
Same title,
watched,
two different things. So.
Yeah, I think I watched half of one of them, but I can't remember what. Something else distracted me. I never finished it. I do need to go back and finish it.
I remember starting this, and I think I got distracted, and I don't think I finished it. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Justin. You can yell at me about that later. So
You didn't make it all the way up the staircase.
Apparently not.
You took the elevator.
I fell backwards. So.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this breadstick edition of Stuffed Crust. You can eat that crust. You know, we kept it really tight, about 50 minutes. You know, it's going to be a nice short episode.
I just saw the timer. Oops. Sorry, I think
Oh, no,
few of my tangents. But...
We're all good. Thank you so much to everyone who listened. You can find all our shows on yourunpodcast.com, as well as Dewey Podmonster on yourunpodcast.com. Crap.town.
You got it.
Nice.
Crap.town.
Yep. You can find Kate on Pizza Bones, and coming soon to Why We Love with Justin from Pop Culture Reflections, who is also my co-host on A Slice of Pop Culture. So all those shows you can find on yourunpodcast.com. Thank you so much for all the support. If you want to check out our Patreon for just as low as $1, you can get all our shows a week early, and you can help out the show. And again, support the network. There's a ton of good shows on the network. Not just Dewey Podmonster, not just Pop Culture Reflections, not just You Can Eat That Crust podcast. There's a lot of great shows.
I always say go find something new when you're there. If you go there to listen to You Can Eat That Crust, do that. But when you're there, click around a little bit and find someone that you haven't found yet, because there's new people being added. They're all great, and they're all taking their time to entertain you. So you owe them. Sit your ass down and listen to some podcasts.
Yes, what John said from Dewey Podmonster podcast. Another You Run podcast member.
Pip, pip.
Yeah, and of course, thanks to Scott for running this shit. You know, he's the man. And
He
yeah.
works hard for us all.
Yeah, we're not gonna end it. You Can Eat That Crust style. We're gonna just end it with breadstick.
In pus, we cuss. Or
I was
something.
going to say knickers, but I'm going to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Or Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays.
Sending everyone love.
Yeah. Happy holidays,
Happy
everybody.
New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. We'll see you next year. See you on the flip side. Lots of cool content coming. See ya.
Yeah, I'm stuffed crust. A nigga something mystery ass I'm stuffed crust. Stuffed crust, yeah, I'm stuffed crust. With cheese on a plus, yeah, I'm stuffed crust. Stuffed crust, yeah, I'm stuffed crust. A nigga something mystery ass I'm stuffed crust. Stuffed crust, yeah, I'm stuffed crust. With cheese on a plus, yeah, I'm stuffed crust.